4 innocent lives were lost in a high school in the state of Georgia in the United States. Now, these sort of school shootings are becoming increasingly common in America. Now, the figure that we have accessed and some reports quote is to the extent of 38,000 deaths that happen in a year in US because of gun violence. It's a very large number. It by far outnumbers any other country. In fact, countries like Australia and United Kingdom had the problem of mass shooting, which they have controlled with strict gun laws. So then the question remains, why has the United States not been able to do so? So there are clear political reasons for it. Now, gun control measures happens to be a major issue on which the Republicans and the Democrats are divided. The Democrats obviously pitch for stricter gun control laws, whereas the Republicans stand by the fact that as per the Second Amendment to the Constitution, this is a right given to the citizen, and any change to it would amount to an infringement on the right of a citizen for gun ownership. There is a clear divide, which is why, in fact, in this election as well, the gun control measures are going to be a serious issue that the voters perhaps will consider, given the fact that only recently you had Donald Trump make statements about gun control measures. He was a victim of an assassination attempt, yet he stands by the fact that there cannot be stricter gun control laws, and the argument is it is not because of easy access to guns that gun violence happens. The Republicans attribute it to mental health issues. Now let's look at the incident that happened in Apalachee High School in Georgia. It's a 14-year-old boy, a teenage boy, who went on a shooting spree. 2 adults and 2 children were killed as per various local news reports. Now, the question here is that are we to believe that this is because and solely because of erratic mental balance, or can the government actually reduce the number of gun violence by implementing stricter laws? So that is a debate that has been raging on for a very long time in the United States. What has Kamala Harris said about this? Let's take a listen to her statement after the incident that took place in Georgia.
So before I begin, I do want to say a few words about this tragic shooting that took place this morning in Winder, Georgia. We're still gathering information about what happened, but we know that there were multiple fatalities and injuries. And, our hearts are with all the students, the teachers, and their families, of course, and we are grateful to the first responders and the law enforcement that were on the scene. But this is just a senseless tragedy on top of so many senseless tragedies. And it's just outrageous that every day in our country, in the United States of America, that parents have to send their children to school worried about whether or not their child will come home alive. It's senseless. It is. We've got to stop it. And we have to end this epidemic of gun violence in our country once and for all. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. So we will continue, of course, to send our prayers and our thoughts to the families and all those who were affected.
So overall, what is very clear is that these 2 leaders from the Republicans and from the Democrats, respectively, have opposing views on the issue of gun control. But let's also see those who support gun possession. What is their argument? Here is a soundbite from a common American, and she is advocating that there should not be any further gun control measures. Ownership of gun is her fundamental right. Let's listen into what she says and how she argues for herself as a gun owner.
So I am on my way to Carbondale, Colorado. There's supposedly an organized march, the March for Our Lives, that's going to take place. And I'm really interested to see if people know what they're marching for. I guess this is supposed to be the beginning of people speaking out to take away our Second Amendment rights. And I'm not happy about it. If this is really a march for our lives, let's march against abortion, because I was looking at statistics, and there are nearly 1 million abortions per year in America. 1 million. Do you know how many gun violent deaths there are, gun-related deaths there are in America per year? 15,000. A drop in the bucket, I'd say. So, I left Rifle, Colorado. I'm not going into shooters right now. I'm going to Carbondale, and I'm going to see what these people really believe. If they know what they're marching for, if they know that they are marching against their rights. They are marching saying, hey, I have a right I don't want. Take it away from me. Get rid of this. I want the people around me to not be able to protect themselves, to not be able to defend me. I don't know, I'm driving here, and I think this is kind of similar to driving on speakerphone, so I guess I'm safe. But I was thinking, my government requires me to wear this. I have to wear this to protect myself. And I can't have my 9mm to protect myself? I don't think so. Not today. No.
So that gives us a larger understanding now of why there are issues, why some political parties are standing with their position on gun control, despite the fact that the gun shootings have not declined, despite the fact that the numbers are staring at their faces, showing how countries that have imposed stricter laws have brought down incidents of these kind of mass shootings, yet they are not willing to budge. So there is a clear political reason for it. There is a strong gun lobby as well, with the National Rifle Association in America being very powerful. Is it because of the funding that goes into the political entities that it is difficult to bring in a legislation, or is there a genuine public support? All of these matters are up for debate. It'll be interesting to see whether this particular issue of gun control features prominently in the next presidential debate that is going to happen between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a few days from now.